Good morning. Hey, Rudy, how are you?
Hey
Good
everyone.
morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
All right. Last time. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
All right, let me turn that camera back on. That's all. I just want to make sure that I have it on mute. Down that one down there. All right. Where's my camera? There it is. Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
Great.
Everybody up and running and ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. I see Felipe in the car already going to listing appointment. Good morning, Johnny, Gil, Grace. Beatrice, we'll give everybody a few more seconds. You know, realtors, our world. We're always on the phone trying to put a deal together. Look at Rudy. He's on the phone right now working, trying to put a deal together. All right. Does anybody have some good news? Is anybody getting married? Is anybody? Denise, I haven't seen you in a while, Denise. How are you? Mm. Can't hear
I'm
you.
good. You can't hear me? No?
Now I can.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I've been traveling, but I've been on your meetings. I just haven't been on video, but I've been listening to everything.
You know what it is? Because I'm always used to this morning I was thinking, I have not seen Denise in a while. So there you are. My brain thinking, and there you are. But coincidentally, my brain was thinking that this morning. Because many of you, you always have your cameras on so I can see you. Those of you who don't have your
Yeah,
cameras on, you know, if I see you somewhere, because I haven't seen you, I see your picture, but sometimes your picture does not look like what you look like in real life. Just to let all of you know that. So when you go to a listening appointment and they're looking at a picture, right? And then they see you in real life, they're going to ask, are you the same person? And you don't want that happening, in my opinion. All right. So we're going to get started. Okay. We're going to wait one more minute. And Lily, are you there? I think I posted the reminder to
Yes.
everybody. So usually everybody starts to tail end. Guys, I'm just going to kind of brief you right now. So open houses right now are somewhere to be. You know, if you ask the right questions, I got three team members that, were at open houses and we received people and we listed three properties from three different open houses. All right. And on some of those, two of them are being double ended. Point being right now is if you ask the right question when you're in a listening appointment, you're going to capture some people. So let me give you a recap here, and then I'm going to turn this over to our guest who will be doing the introduction. Good morning, Art. I see you there.
Good morning, Angel. Good morning, everybody.
All right. So let's get started real quick, and I'm going to tell you why we're doing this. Right now, to begin with, the Google ads for a while there, they were kind of stagnant. I modified how I'm doing my Google ads, and now I'm getting probably about 7 a week with folks that are over the age of 75. And it's in your portal. We've now adjusted it. Okay. With that Google ad, remember, the goal here is to have the seller find you. Okay. And the ideal client you want is the client that's going to be over the age of 70, 75, preferably 80 is it. That client may own some in rental properties. And that's where I've been going in and showing them the Home Life New American product and the DST. All right. So how am I attracting the majority at the moment is through Google ads. Okay. My Google ad right now, I just talked to Brian. I was averaging about $75 once they clicked on it. We figured out how to drop it down to $17 if they click on it. And I'm spending about $15 a day, and I bumped it up to $30 a day. But my return on that is good because they're ending up on my landing page, which again, it's in your portal. I pretty much set this up where it's a no-brainer. It's kind of at the beginning, it's an obstacle course, all right? But once you get going, it becomes very easy to do. So they end up on the landing page, which goes straight into my CRM, which I no longer give them the value. No more. I used to give the value, but once I give them the value, they don't need me anymore. Now, what I'm doing is it tells them I gave them the value. As you know, I follow up and I'll ask, what did you think of the value? And the conversation starts. I didn't get it. What do you mean? And that's where I do my job when I start to talk to them. And basically, this is the text that goes out. It tells them that I sent the value. So when I call them, they're either going to respond to me by an email and a text and say, hey, I didn't get the value, but that's the whole point, to start the conversation. Once I start the conversation, then the opportunity comes up where it's now time to go to the listing appointment, which you already know what I do. Okay. But during the listing presentation is once again when I'm bringing up the products, the Home Light, the New American, and the DST. The DST, now I got to tell you all, they may not use these products, but I'm bringing something way different that catches their ear that I'm going to be the realtor. And I did 13 listing appointments in the month of November. Okay. The month has already started. I'm already at 4 for the month. Okay. But I'm attracting them through Google Ads, follow up, followed by now I go to the listing appointment and I present these products. Okay. And as Shane and Art are moving along and explaining this, please stop and ask questions in the chat so we can answer them for you. Okay. Now here's what I'm talking about. Homeline New American, it's the buy before you sell program. So what it means is that if I had a client and I'm meeting with them and they want to buy something else, I'm going to literally be able to buy them a house, close the escrow, they move into that house, and then we sell their home after the fact. Whether they use the product or not, I got something different that I delivered because the other realtor did not mention it. And then the big one, everybody, which is this, the DST. There is the link. Click on it because when he gets off, in case if you miss it, this is where you're going to go so you can get yourself updated on how the program works. And if there comes time to explain it, they can do it for you. All right. I'm not a pro at it. Every time I talk about the DST, I get it all messed up. I don't even say it right, but it's a deferred sales tax. Okay. And I think I was calling it
Trust.
the Delaware. Go
Deferred
ahead,
sales
Caroline.
trust.
There you go. See, Caroline always says to me, I chop it up every single time. Okay. So I just call it the DST, but you can see it right here, deferred sales trust. And that's the one that when I present to the client, they look at me and they're wrong. Okay. Now this can be used two ways and they'll explain it to you. One is my client is so tired of renting the property. For whatever reason, they didn't pay or the son lives there, he's not paying. There are stories. Every single one of these have a story, right? So during this conversation, I say, well, what's wrong? Well, they don't pay me in time. I'm too old to get over there and fix the property. And I don't want to, I just want to pay the taxes. It's going to be $280,000 in taxes. I don't care. During this presentation is when I bring this up and they look at me like, is there such a thing? Is this real? At that point, I give them the opportunity to talk to the client. Whether they do it or not, it doesn't matter. I just brought something huge of value that the other realtor was not able to bring. Now, as you all know, our portal, the listing agent, gives you everything you need as a realtor. Everything you need as a realtor, like myself. I'm a realtor to make my business operate and profit. It's all there. You just need to log on and pull everything out from the Google app to the landing page, to the CRM, to the listing appointment that I present, which I just loaded the how I present. There's a short video how I present the New American and the what is it? The New American and the Home Light product, right? And now how I present the DST. All right. So it's recorded for you so you can go to it quickly and look at it how I get it done. So there's the portal. And if you need help, Lily can help you with it. All right. With that said, I want you all. Oh shit, I forgot to log on to the site. I'll do it in a moment. I want you all to say welcome to Shane and Art. So if you don't mind coming off, say welcome Shane, welcome Art. Come on.
What's up, Art? Welcome, Shane.
Welcome, Shane. Welcome, Art. Woohoo!
Okay, because what these gentlemen are about to deliver to you, honestly, is a game changer. And he's going to add at the end of it that you have the potential that when you sell this product, you're not selling, you're giving it to the client. you can literally also receive possibly a referral fee or become an agent to it. And we get paid more utilizing this money. You, as a realtor, you get paid 3% gross commission to the brokerage if you're lucky, right? But on this side of it, when we move the money over, it's about 5.5%. But I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let him present that to you. So, Shane, Art, the floor is yours. If you don't mind, please tell them.
Thank you, Angel. I appreciate that. And Shane, before we get started, I'll say something and then I'll introduce you, being the specialist in DSTs. But I just want to, one of the things that you said, Angel, man, it's awesome that you're adding this to your portfolio, right? You're adding this to your services. It's a great opportunity where you, as agents, real estate agents, you're able to just triple your income in 2025, right? Why not? You're already sitting down with the client. Now you're just giving them another opportunity where they can save money on taxes, and you're putting a lot of money in their pocket and putting a lot of money in your pocket as well. So this is the goal, right? And I appreciate Angel for always having us on these calls to be able to bring some more value to you guys. And I'll come back at the end of the call and I'll show you exactly how you can participate in this product as well, so that you can help your clients, and also in other ways that you can also earn additional income with that same license that's required for you to be able to get it, so be able to add it to your list of products as well. So with that said, let me introduce Shane here. Shane here is not only the CEO, but also the founder of Top Notch CPAs. We partnered up with us in a company called Universal Wealth, where we're able to just put another product on our platform to be able to help these existing clients or future clients as well. He's a specialist when it comes to DSTs. He's going to be able to explain more detail. It's not a difficult thing to do, right? You just I love it what Angel was saying. He's just so excited about what he's doing. And he's not even saying the right things, but guess what? The client believes it and understands it, and he sees the excitement that Angel has. And it's like, man, if he's going to save me money, why not, right? And that's the thing, that you have to be excited about what you're doing and be excited about another opportunity where you're able to help that client as well. So Shane here, I'm going to introduce him real quick. He's like I said, he's a CEO and founder of Top Notch CPAs, where he's able to specialize also in DSTs through Universal Wealth. And he's going to be explaining how you sit down with the client, how you can, sharing certain questions, ask certain questions to be able to intrigue them to want to be able to save money on their taxes as well. So he has a wealth of knowledge in the industry, a wealth of knowledge in the DSTs, and he's a good friend. He's a business partner, but man, I'm excited to bring him on board here to be able to share more information with you as well. So Shane, go ahead and take over, buddy, and appreciate you on the call.
Thank you, Art. I hope I'm going to take over, because I hope that the internet is working in my transition here as we're traveling and moving around. All right. Johnny, what up, man? Good to see you, my friend. Carolyn.
Man, nice to see you, Shane. The GOAT, man. It's a pleasure, man. Like I always said, there's Jesus and there's Shane. There it is. He's ranking. He's head to head right there. So I appreciate you, Shane. Thanks for doing this. And Angel, for bringing it to the community. Always value. Appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. I appreciate you. And Angel, I appreciate you, because here's the reality. I know one thing about Angel and his team and his organization. He wants every single one of you to capture every single listing available. How does that feel? How does it feel to know that now you have an additional tool above and beyond everything else that Angel's program offers, that you can literally snatch deals from everyone else in the market? I'll be honest with you. I only work with a few other real estate brokerages across the United States, but only a couple, right? We want to team with good people. We want to team with go-getters. We want to team with successful people. So adding the deferred sales trust to your tool belt quite literally is going to empower you to take every listing in your market and abroad. Because here's what's happening today. Angel said it best. I've got clients that want to cash out. They're done. The market's at all-time highs. They want to cash out. They want to retire. They want to call it a day. They want to get their low-budget kids out of the home that's not paying the bills, whatever it is. It doesn't even matter what the reason is. I need everyone to go back, make sure you scan that QR code, make sure you click that link, because without a license, I can't 10x your income in 2025. I guarantee you I can 10x your income in 2025 above and beyond what you're already doing. So Carolyn and I are already on a goal to go do 4.5 to 5 million in income for her next year. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. You know how much she's doing because she's a producer, right? I haven't had time to meet everybody else, but we're going to push her income $3.5 to $5 million next year. Because when you're talking to people, whether they're selling a business, whether they're selling their home, whatever they're selling is an appreciated asset, we can simply ask them, how would you like to not worry about finding a 1031 exchange? How hard is it? How easy is it to find a 1031 exchange and get it done just like that? Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But what happens when the client says, I don't want to do a 1031 exchange anymore? What do you tell them to do? Well, go talk to your CPA. Their CPA is telling them to get ready to pay 20% in taxes minimum for capital gains. That's what they're telling them. The best example I can give you is very recent. A $5 million sale. $5 million. The CPA told them to set aside 20% for taxes, right?
Fine.
Well, we got to sit down with the client about 2 days before they sold. We got to get everything rushed and pushed through. We built a DST for them, which is a deferred sales trust, right? Don't get it confused with a Delaware statutory trust. It's a deferred sales trust, DST for short, because people don't understand it anyway. So we try to keep it simple. Not only do we save them $1 million in taxes, we were able to convert that $5 million, right? Save them $1 million in taxes and get them over $1 million in bonus by investing the money for the future of their family. For the rest of their life, they're pulling out $250,000 in income and they're never even touching the investment. They're never touching the investment and they're pulling $250,000 out in income for the rest of their life. And then when they pass away, they're going to leave their kids a massive legacy, right? So think about that for a second. If you're talking to a client and they're scared to death about taxes, or what if they're trying to ask more for the property to cover your fee and to cover the taxes?
What? There's a
Think
huge
about that for a second. If they're trying to list this property for an extra 100 or 200 or 300 or 500 grand because they're afraid of they're going to get killed in taxes, what if we could show them how to avoid the taxes? Now they can actually list their property for 100 or 50K under market to move it faster. And they still pocket the same amount of money. Imagine how powerful that conversation is for you guys now, right? And this is just one plugin for you in addition to all the tools that you already have. So very simple. The IRS for decades has had a tax law and tax code in place, but they make it very complicated to understand. That tax law and tax code is taken advantage of by people who study tax law and tax code. One thing I will say is Art said it's very simple. It's not actually simple at all. You honestly, truly can maybe find a handful. And I'm thinking like 2 to 4 people maybe that have done it successfully, that have all the pieces of the puzzle to even complete it successfully. None of them have it all under one roof. So very big difference there. So if someone is selling an appreciated asset, okay, whatever the gains are on that property, right, are going to be taxed as capital gains tax. Their income, there's a bunch of things that kind of come into play here, and there are factors, but you can just figure 20%. Well, the IRS gives us a code that says, hey, if you have a trust in place before the sale of the appreciated asset, we can place the gains of that sale into the trust. And it is not income to the individual because the trust is its own entity. It is a separate entity outside of the individual. And trusts have tons of protection, right? How many of you have ever experienced probate? How many of you have ever gone through that with a client or for yourself or a family member, right? Yeah, it's a nightmare. Guess what avoids 100% of probate? A trust. A will's not good enough, right? A trust avoids 100% probate. Now, what the IRS requires us to do is they require us to receive the money from the sale of the appreciated asset. Guys, gals, I'm not talking about just homes. I'm talking about businesses, personal properties, rental properties, cryptocurrencies, stocks. Anything that would be taxed as capital gains can be put into a deferred sales trust. So for any of you crypto gurus on here that are up $1 million on Bitcoin right now, we can cash out and avoid capital gains tax. Just think about it for a second. The cool part is this. I have super lawyers. I have enrolled agents, the highest level you can be with the IRS, CPAs, tax professionals, accountants, forensic accountants. Everybody has 20 plus years experience. So guess what you do not have to understand at all? What a DST is and how it works. All you have to know is when someone's telling you, or now that you're listening for, listen, Angel said it the best. He was thinking about Denise and Denise showed up. If you start thinking about DSTs, you're going to start hearing people complaining about taxes every day. You're going to hear people talk about, man, I wished I could sell this. I wished I could cash out, but I don't want to get killed in taxes. And you're going to quite literally lean over and say, I've got the key. When do you want to sell? I've got the key. Can we go see the property today? Can we list it today? Right? You can reach out to other people that you know are selling properties that have appreciated a ton and say, hey guys, how would you like to be able to sell your property without paying capital gains tax? You quite literally.
I'm going to pitch something. I'm going to pitch something in there, Shane. So, Shane, I've been running into this a lot, and I call you, man. I got this one. I got this one. I got this one. So it was a scenario. We did a role play, as I was telling you. I was so stressed out during my Wednesday class on a divorce. So I had two of our students going back and forth, and I asked the question because I didn't know the answer. The divorce. I got two people wanting to sell their primary residence and a rental property that they're going to have to pay capital gains, where one just needs the money and the other one doesn't want to pay the taxes. And we were able to utilize this tool with that. That to me was like, oh my God, that is going to really be a game changer now for divorces, because I know the other realtor is not going to have that solution for them. I hope you guys get that. Chain and Art have a product that now, during divorces, if they're selling rental properties, you just got the advantage. Thank you, Shane.
What's the minimum amount you have to defer?
Who was that? Robert, what'd you say?
What's the minimum amount that you have to defer?
Well, Robert, to be honest with you, it's going to need to be over 250K to really make sense, right? That's just kind of the threshold. So if it's not 250K or more, then it's not really going to make sense to go through the process and set everything up and do what's required, right? Because there's a cost to set the trust up. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the cost to set the trust up is because there's no point even talking about it with the client. You simply send them over. You will have a referral link and we will handle everything start to finish. We'll communicate with you. We'll work with you through the process so that you're abreast, so that you're aware of what's going on. All you need to know is if it's an appreciated asset and they're looking at gains of over 250K, I can show you how to avoid the capital gains tax, right?
What kind of return are you talking about on that 250?
Well, it depends. And it's going to be kind of dependent on the market. But here's what I can tell you. Personally, I have money invested where we invest the money for the clients. And I personally earn anywhere from 0 to 18, 19%. Right? Now, I want you all to wrap your brain around this for a second. I just told you I earned 0. Guess how much money I lost when the stock market crashed 20%? 0. I lost nothing because we're not buying stocks. We're not buying ETFs, right? We're using companies like Nationwide, for example. If you don't pay attention, Nationwide's not just a car insurance company. Nationwide is one of the largest wealth management companies in the world. And you wouldn't know that because all they promote is car insurance and home insurance, right? Unless you see Peyton Manning on there, he's telling you what Nationwide is one of the largest wealth management companies in the world. But the cool thing about working with a company like Nationwide is this: they allow us to invest alongside the market with 0 risk, no direct downside market threat, right? So I don't care what the market does. Most of you have probably seen some of my videos. I've been day trading for 14, 15 years. I'm not scared of the market. However, 80% of our portfolio is secure. 80% of our portfolio will never, ever go backwards again, right? But here's what I'm going to tell you about this. Angel shared a QR code with you earlier. So let's talk money really quickly, right? Having the tool is the empowering thing, and the money's going to come by having the tool. I guarantee it. Mark my words. Personally, I will do 200 million in DSTs in 2025. It's all about how we finish 2024, which is going to determine what 2025 is. We can't wait till 2025 to hit the ground running. We've got 3 weeks left in 2024 to hit the ground running, and that's going to determine our speed on January 1st of 2025. So personally, I am doing nothing but working with chambers of commerce, working with brokers all over the United States, and we are accelerating and accelerating and accelerating and doing DSTs because no one's doing them. It's just a simple fact. So you can get paid on the back end of doing the DST for the client. Okay. So Angel said something that probably didn't make sense to you, but I'm going to make it make sense. So write this down, take a quick note. It's very simple. All right. Number 1, to get paid legally, to be able to do this, you have to have a license, right? And listen, whether you're in WFG, whether you're coming to join us in Universal Wealth and do what we do, or GFI, or whatever, you have to have a financial services life and health license. That's the only way that you can get paid, right? So you also have to be contracted with the carriers that offer the financial services like Nationwide, right? So getting a license, guys, I spent 3 hours a night for 3 nights jerking around, messing around. Literally, I studied for probably 6 hours. I took the test the next day. I got licensed, and that license retired my 6-figure wife, 18 years in education as a principal, master's degrees, multiple degrees, finishing a doctorate. That license retired my wife in 6 months. So don't underestimate the power of having that license. So really simple, cost you a couple $100, add an additional license so that you can legally get paid, okay? Send the client over, we'll do all the work for you. And to get licensed with Angel, Art's going to go through it. There's no sign-up fees. There's no back end around the door stuff that you're going to have to go pay these monthly things. No, we don't do any of that. We want you guys to truly get licensed, be successful, have the tools. So for that $5 million client, the gentleman who referred him over has his license, but he doesn't focus on his license. He owns a Jeep company, so he fixes up Jeeps. I just want you to really think about this. He's a mechanic, basically. He sent the client over And within 2 days, we finished the deal. Everything was done. $5 million. It's times 5.5%, right? So times 0.055 equals $275,000 in points premium. Okay. So 275,000 in premium times 0.33 gives you $90,000 in premium. And once you're licensed, okay, I can tell you what the commissions are for every company. I know them all, been there, done that. Once you're licensed in Universal, your starting commission is 65% of that. 65% of that is your starting commission, okay? And all you have to do is study for a few hours, get a license, and then just like your real estate license, do some continuing education every year. So on that deal, that young man, his name was Ben, he's in Arizona, made $58,000. One deal, one referral, didn't know what he was talking about, didn't know what to do. All he knew was he heard his client say, I'm going to sell my business. I don't want to pay taxes. He sent them to me on a three-way text. We knocked it out in a couple of days, and he made his yearly salary in one referral, right? So just want you to really think about that. Now, I'm going to let Art wrap it up at the end about how to use the link, get signed up, start working toward your study material, get that thing knocked out, get your license, go start making 65% commissions, right? It's just an additional income. Finish the year strong, literally, and then we'll kind of go from there. But Angel, I didn't get to look at the chat. Let me see here so I can try to answer some questions.
While you're looking, I'm going to add everybody. So right now, when this is something I already do. I'm doing nothing different. I'm running an ad. Client's calling me. I'm meeting a client. It's nothing extra. I'm just bringing one more piece of information. When it's a home light, when it's a New American, I delegate it. Here, I delegate the DST to the group here, Shane and Art. But here's my point. That's all I do. But you also have the ability, if you get licensed, and Art's going to mention it, that if they have other monies parked somewhere else, and they believe and they trust what you're bringing, you can also bring that in. That's not where I'm headed, but I just wanted to tell you because they told me that's available to me. I am just going to utilize the 1031 exchange for my clients, but there is a whole new business lined up here for you together with what you already do by selling them the life insurance. Half these people don't have living trust, so you become somehow their financial planner, believe it or not. We represent so much when we bring information to clients. But Shane, go ahead and bring in our Art, and sorry, I had to butt in because I get excited when it comes to this stuff. It's like, man, for me, it's
Angel, you're right. I didn't bring it up just because I don't want to overwhelm you with too much stuff today. I know all of you are already on fire. I know all of you are already looking through text threads, looking at some listings, thinking about how can I go get these extra additional listings? But yes, you're correct. I know each and every one of you are not in the game just to go sell a piece of property. You're in the game to build relationships that are going to last a lifetime. That's exactly why we built Universal Wealth, right? Because we met with other companies. We were a part of other companies, and people weren't in the game to actually do what's right for people. They were in the game to make money. We're all going to be very, very wealthy. I've already made a ton of money, right? Money's not the game anymore. People are the game. Relationships is the game. Long-term relationships. So all of you are building a book of business or have a book of business. All you're doing is solidifying you're the man or the woman to go to for everything in their life. Everything. You no longer let them walk down the street and get taken advantage of. You no longer let them walk down the street in hope that someone takes care of them and then find out later that they got screwed over, right? So Dennis, do the sellers get a lump sum? So the IRS requires, since we're not paying taxes on the money, that we set up a payment arrangement. So basically, we invest the money. Some cases, we get them a huge bonus, like the client I told you about earlier, up to 30% sometimes. And then we generate a lifetime income for them. Let me rephrase what I'm saying. We generate a guaranteed lifetime income. The money that they're going to pool is guaranteed lifetime income. Now, they can access the money anytime they want to. I want to be very clear here. We don't build the trust so that you can avoid taxes for a year and then go take the money out and get screwed in taxes, right? This is a long-term play, but they still have access to their money. So when we do the trust, when we invest the money, they're not locking it in to where they can't touch it. I'm going to be very clear about that. But our goal is a long-term investment strategy that creates a guaranteed lifetime income. Robert asked it best earlier. We try to stay traditional, 4 to 7% on the income, because what we don't want to do is take more than it's earning. We always want it to earn an additional on top of what we take so that there is a huge pot. Now, for clients that don't care to leave their family a big fat check or a lump sum of money, then we can just take additional income. They can enjoy their lives more, right? So hope that answers your question, Dennis. Robert Medina sent me a direct message for that referral link, Angel. Art, I think you have it ready. If you'll send it to Robert Medina for me, get signed up on there. It's free. There's no sign up fees. There's no cost. Literally, you become a referral partner. We handle everything and help you get going from there, even down to the training. Guys, like, we make this thing so simple. We've trained thousands of agents. We've shown them how to get their license in addition to what they're doing already today. And then we turn them into super agents, right? When you say gains of 250, 500K, Nicole, so you're right. If someone is single and they're selling a primary residence, they're going to get a 250,000 exemption anyway. So above that 250,000 is going to be taxed at capital gains, right? So if it's worth 500 and they owe 250, then they're getting 250,000 exemption. They don't owe capital gains tax. But if they're selling it for $1 million, right, and they owed 250 or 500, now they're going to get hit with some capital gains tax. So if you're married, it's 500,000 on a permanent residence. So up to 500,000 in gains is non-taxable capital gains wise. So I've been watching your day trading videos. Oh, thank you. Thank you, first caller. I appreciate you.
Shane, there's a good question here.
I'm getting through them. I'm getting through them in order. All right, let me keep going.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Congratulations, Uriel. It's a pleasure to have you.
All right, go ahead and post the link there for us so everybody can, because everybody's asking, Art.
Yeah, I'm trying to get your link and I'm trying to read these messages. Give me 1 second.
Hi, I have a question.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Hold on with the questions for 1 second.
Okay, sorry.
I'm going down the chat in order. Maricela, I'll get to you in 1 second. Is Frank still on? Frank Quentin, I can't see his whole name, Quentin. Frank says, Shane, I asked my tax expert about DSTs, and he said they should only be used by sophisticated investors who can understand and accept the risk of using a new and untested tax-deferred strategy. Is my tax expert wrong? What are they talking about, Frank? This has been around and in tax law and code for decades. Decades. This isn't new. They can literally go to the IRS website and see that this tax law 453B has been around forever. That is someone who doesn't understand what they're talking about, right? So not only do they not understand what they're talking about, they are giving you guidance that's going to deter you from doing it because of their lack of education, right? So one thing they said is correct. It is not simple as I make it sound. That's why we have people that have been in the industry for 20 plus years to make it simple. It is sophisticated, and we have everyone under the sun experienced in doing it, and we do it for clients all day, every day. So, Frank, we can help them. Do not go to your tax expert anymore about it. Eduardo, life and health license. Life and health license will allow you to get paid on the back end. How do they get paid monthly or yearly? Uriel, it's an annual draw from whatever vehicle we put the money in. So if we go put $1 million in with Nationwide, then we'll pull an annual draw, and if it returns 18%, maybe we'll take 7% that year, right? But typically we set it up anywhere from 4 to 7% on average, just to kind of make sure that if the market has a really bad year, remember, they don't lose money in this account. However, they won't gain any interest that year, right? So if we're pulling 7 or 10% out of an account that didn't earn anything in 1 year, well, we might be digging into the principal a little bit. And we want to stay away from the principal in this strategy, okay? Kathy, it can be any highly appreciated asset, Kathy. Anything. Stocks, cryptocurrency, personal residence, residential, commercial, investment property. It can be anything, right? And Angel led to it earlier. So in the event that you've got someone getting divorced, one side of the house does not want to avoid capital gains tax. They don't care. They just want out. They want to get away from the other. Well, guess what? They can cash out and go pay tax. And our client, who's smart on the other side, can avoid the tax. So we can split it up, right? We can do half 1031. We can do half DST. There are tons of options. Yes, first caller, the more value we can offer to our clients, the more they'll call us. Because guess what, guys? They're buying the largest purchase of their life with you. You know everything about their finances. You have to know. They're sharing it with you, right? Maria, if a client wants to downsize to a smaller property, can they invest the difference into the DST? Yes. That's what I was just saying. They can do a 1031 exchange with a portion and do a DST with the larger portion, or whatever piece of it they want. Bob, can you provide us with a link to access written documents that explain the deferred sales trust in detail? Bob, I don't do that, because here's what my experience is. You're going to go try to explain it to someone, and you're not going to be able to answer a question, and they're going to walk away. You're going to try to explain it to someone, or you're going to give them that document, and they're not going to understand it, because they're not a CPA, they're not an EA, they're not a tax professional, they're not a registered investment advisor. They don't know what they're reading. They're not a lawyer. It's confusing, right? Very simple, high level, Bob, is we'll have the website where clients can click your link. Literally, you send them a link, they click the link, they go to the website, they put their first, last name, phone number, email address in, and then we set up the initial finding call, and then we go through the process with them. That's how it's going to work, right? Really, really simple. Art, send Gabe Morishiji the link. He direct messaged me. Gabe, Morishige. All right, I was driving. Can someone send me the QR code? Felipe needs a QR code. When someone says, Jennifer says, when someone says this is only for commercial property, what should we say? Jennifer, that's a great question. Where did you get that information from? Who told you that? Where does it say that on the IRS website? This is only for commercial property. It says nothing of the sort. This is for any type of highly appreciated asset. Anyone in commercial, what's your focus? Call me. Who guides where the money is invested? Larry, our our registered investment advisors, our financial professionals will work diligently with the client to find out what their risk tolerances are, to find out what their life situation is, what their goals are, what their exit strategy is, what their estate planning looks like, to figure out what is best for that client, because we have a fiduciary responsibility. So I hope that answers your question, Larry. We absolutely have a fiduciary responsibility, and if we don't do what's right by the client, we will lose our license. Carolyn, you're the best. Oh, Carolyn's first call caller. That's it. All right. Who's the third party that handles the trust? Pennington Law. Andre Pennington was on a call with us a couple of weeks ago to introduce himself. He is the super lawyer that builds the trust. We handle all the financial services under Universal Wealth. 250, Weena, 250, 250K is the minimum for it to really make sense. Felipe, I don't know what Kings Barn Real Estate Capital is. You're welcome to send it to me or let me check it out. I'm happy to do that for you for sure.
Oh, no.
It's deferred for. Angelo, we are going to defer that tax for the rest of their life, and we're going to try to defer that tax for the rest of their children's lives, their grandchildren's lives. As long as we move the money through the trust, then we can defer the tax. All 50 states, Angelo, all 50 states. We are licensed in every single state. Awesome. That looks like all the questions. I know I cut Maricela off earlier. Maricela, are you still there? You got a question still?
Yes, thank you. Do we have to have a license to refer it to you, or can we just refer these clients to you?
You have to have a license to get paid.
Okay, so when we make a referral, then we're just handing off our client, we're not getting any referral back unless we have a license. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we cannot legally pay you without a license, correct.
Okay, no problem. What is the name of that license?
It's a life and health license.
Life and health license. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and Maricela, you can go as far as you want with the licensing, Series 6, 63, 65, RIA. We own all of the companies. So, we can go as far as we want with the licensing, but the basic license for you to be able to get paid is a life and health license.
Life and health. Beautiful. That's all I needed to know. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think it's like $200, right? You pay the state for fingerprinting. You pay the state to take the test. And then the study materials, like, I don't know, Art, tell me, I haven't done it in 5 years. I think it's like $29 or something for the study material. Art's going to cover that stuff for you guys right now. I'm Angel, Art. I saw Beatrice on there, Johnny, Carolyn, guys. I know you all, right? It's a pleasure. I'm happy to be on this team with you. I'm happy to be here to support you through 2025 because we're all going to go kill it and crush it in 2025.
That's right. Hey, Shane, I had a question for you. I had a client of mine. He didn't know what a DST was, and he is thinking about doing a triple net. So what do you think I could tell him to say, hey, maybe it's better if you do a DST than a triple net?
Well, it's just simple to ask the question, right? What are your goals? What are your objectives? Would you be interested in learning how or an additional way that you could avoid all the capital gains tax and generate a lifetime income from it?
Do you think it's more feasible to do I thought it was more feasible to do a DST, is what I was telling him. It's more feasible to do a DST than the triple net, because the triple net, you still got to find something and still get paid from that. But I don't know if you're making more money or less money.
Well, it just depends, right? What if they wanted to take, a third of it and put it into a DST, and then take a third of it and put it into a triple net and a third of it in 1031? What if they just wanted options that they don't know they have? I guarantee you they're usually going down one path because someone advised them with little experience of what's actually available and they have no clue.
Yep, absolutely right. I heard when somebody said that their tax advisor said that not to do it, but it was probably somebody that doesn't do them and wasn't aware. And that's when they say don't do it.
I want to be very clear here. A tax advisor cannot do a DST.
Shin.
Yep.
Shin.
Yeah, go ahead.
Michael. Yeah, the what I'm getting from my client is how long this third party that is going to handle the trust, how long have they been in business, and how do we trust that they're going to be there when somebody needs his money?
Well, guess what? They've been in business for 100+ years. I think that solidifies it, right?
For sure.
Yeah, that's all you got to do is tell them they've been in business for 100+ years and they manage billions of dollars in money. That'll help answer that. Now, you're gonna have people that aren't gonna believe you. Let's just be real for a second. Anytime you inject something that is so absurdly amazing into people's lives, they immediately reject it, right? And that goes to making money. When you tell people they can go make $1 million in 2025 and they make $80,000 a year, they can't even contemplate making $1 million, but they can do it with the right people and the right tools in their tool belt, right? So you're going to have people that don't believe you. They're going to be trying to Google things. They're going to be trying to ask a million questions. I'm just telling you from experience, send them over, because what you are not is you are not a registered investment advisor. You are not a CPA. You are not an EA. You are not an attorney, and you've never physically done one of these before in most cases. You don't have the credibility to close the deal. When I'm like Michael, here's a perfect example. When I get on with your client and they can see that I own a very large CPA firm, they can see that I have super lawyers, they can see that I'm on the Forbes Council, they can Google me, they can see this is what I do, they're not going to have the second guessing, same fear as they will have with you. It's just a different conversation. Now, if I want to go sell a property, Michael, we're all in, right? Because that's what you're a professional at. That's what you're licensed to do. And you know all the ins and outs. So that's where the collaboration comes together so powerfully.
Thank you. I like that.
Oh, my pleasure, Michael. All right, Art, you want to kick it off and kind of run through the process a little bit?
Really quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute up and shut off, but I'm still gonna be connected. So again, I appreciate all of you. I look forward to working with each and every one of you in any shape, form, or fashion that we can go be successful together and help these people because they need us, right?
Just send them to Shane. Just let Shane handle the conversation.
Yes,
who?
I got you.
Yep.
What's his last
Hey,
name?
what happens if the company where they invest the money in goes bankrupt? What happens to the client's money?
Well, Maria, insurance companies don't go bankrupt. Banks go bankrupt.
Speaker, I'm going to get off. The link is down below if you want to catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
link's not working for some people, Art. It
Yeah, I
doesn't
hope
work
that
for me
makes
either.
sense. I hope that makes sense, Maria.
I'll put my number once.
Yeah, insurance companies don't go bankrupt. Banks go bankrupt.
So is it invested in the insurance company itself?
Yes, yes. So the physical money is going to be invested in, let's say, Nationwide, for example, right? Or Charles Schwab, right?
Okay.
We're dealing with the largest mega companies in the world, Berkshire Hathaway. We're not dealing. Let me rephrase what I'm saying. The client isn't giving us the money and we're putting it into an investment and we're handling it and we control it. We are working with Charles Schwab. We are working with Nationwide, and they physically hold the money, but we hold the license to make the transaction happen. Thank you, Maria.
Okay.
I don't, and I think if you get your life license, you'll understand more what they're talking about. Because if he would have told me this last year, I wouldn't have known what he was talking about. So when he's dealing with insurance products and we're not aware as agents, but this is a tremendous opportunity to offer to your clients. Majority of my clients had no idea what they could do with their money.
Well, I don't know if he's still
really
on.
Important.
I had a question. Is there an opportunity if you get licensed at a higher level to get yearly compensation besides the one-time compensation? Because it seems like the insurance company is getting an advantage yearly, right? Is there a compensation is available compensation for the agent or me to get compensation yearly or monthly as well?
Yeah, I can answer that question, Larry. Great question, by the way. First of all, I'll address the answer right now, but let me just tell you the steps on how, because a lot of people got started. I saw a lot of registrations come in. Congratulations to all of you guys. You guys are taking the first step. When you guys, you're gonna get a welcome email, and there you're gonna be able to get apply for your license. If you're not life licensed, you're able to get a discount if you go through the company. Okay, if you go through the state and you try to sign up, it's gonna be like I think it's like $200. But with the link, you're gonna be paying $29.99, which is like $36 with tax and everything. So that's the study material that you're gonna get. Okay, you study the material. I will personally call you and kind of give you some pointers on how to get through that course really quick. You have to do a 52-hour course online. Okay. The state just wants you to go through it. And then you study the simulator at the end. You study the question and answers. Okay. Once again, I'll give you a call to welcome you, but I'll also take you step by step on what you got to do on the licensing course. Once you get your license, now you're able to offer the different products that we have. And I loved what Angel said, right? It's not only the DSTs that you're going to be able to offer. With that same license, you're going to come across people that have money. There's over 29 million. Listen to what I'm saying. There's over 29 million 401ks that are floating out there. In the last 7 days, I got, what was it, 4, 5, 6, 6. I found 6 different 401ks that people have from previous jobs. One gentleman retired 2 years ago. He has 151,000 sitting in an account. The other gentleman had a total combined with a few of them that he had about close to 400,000. You see, there's money sitting there that you're going to come across, and you don't need to know that stuff. You just got to find that money. And all you got to say, hey, I'm going to refer you to the specialist or retirement specialist. You send the referral, you're going to get paid on that. You're going to get paid 50% commission on that. Now, going back to your question, Larry, yes, you're going to get paid a big lump up front. Every single year, you get a percentage from the different, depends on what accounts are out there, what accounts you help. So every year you're going to be getting paid. I've been doing this for 19 years. I was at the same company for 18 years. I still get paid for that company. Every Tuesday and every Friday we get paid because I have existing clients. So that's to answer your question, Larry. You're going to get paid every single year. Depends on what kind of investment that you help that client out.
What percentage is that, Art?
It all depends. I can't answer you that because every product is a little bit different. It's not going to be the big, I'll be honest with you, it's not going to be the same amount that you're going to get paid the first year because the companies pay you very well up front, and then they pay you a small percentage year after year after year. But that little percentage adds up, depends on how many clients you have. So I can't give you that same exact number because every product is going to be a little bit different. Okay. Does that answer your question?
It does. Can you pick a product? I don't care what it is. Pick a product and give me an example of a yearly distribution that I would get.
I can't because it all depends on how much investment it is and what type of investment it is.
Larry,
I'll be very honest with you. I don't want to give you the wrong answer.
Yeah, just factor in 4.5%, Larry, just to be safe. The strategy, the product itself is going to return significantly more than that, depending on when the market is up and down. But just factor in taking 4.5% safely and securely without ever touching the capital investment.
I think you got to look at it as not how much can I make, but how many more people can I help? Because the more people you're going to help and the more people you're going to be able to help them with their future, you're going to make money for it. I don't even think about the money. I just help the people. And then, oh, I made 1,000. Oh, I made 5,000. Oh, I made 10,000. And that's how I go about it. I'm not even thinking ahead of how much can I make. Just
and the
help
more
people.
value you bring, the more they'll come to you, right, Carolyn?
Exactly. That's right.
What
So
it is.
that's the whole purpose.
And Carolyn, something really important too is this. Remember, you're not pulling 4.5% off 800K now. You're pulling 4.5% off $1 million plus because you didn't have to pay the taxes. So you're actually taking significantly more income by doing that strategy.
Yep, it's fantastic.
I'm going to add,
and once
everybody.
again, one of the things is that when you get started with our company, you're going to be able to offer more to your existing clients. You don't need to be the specialist in life insurance. You don't need to be the specialist in retirement. You don't need to be the specialist in college savings. All you got to do is connect us. We'll help your client, and you get paid on that. Once you start learning and you want to do it on your own, great. More power to you, right? We want you to do that. But if you want to just specialize in the real estate industry, that's awesome. But you're already sitting down with those clients. Those clients trust you. all you got to do is partner up with us to be able to help your existing clients and be able to put
Who
more
you
money.
work with matters, guys. You want to build relationships and partner up with multiple people so you can stay up to date and fill your little brains with a bunch of knowledge so you can help everybody.
Yes. Most of us have a past client database that is a gold mine that we do not tap. 90% of agents do not follow up with their past clients. 90%, according to NAR, do not. So, you know, it's a goal, it's a just additional value. So really just help you. So many older people right now. I got a lady yesterday, she doesn't even know about high yield savings. I mean, imagine it's sitting in her bank account getting 0.0 none.
So Carolyn, you've been in this program for how long? And can you talk about like your results or?
I've been just doing this for a few months, but it's very, I honestly don't look at the money. Ask Angel, I didn't even know how much I made this year. I was like, I did? I made that much money? Holy crap, where is it? I wasn't looking at how much money I made. All I do is help people and pay my bills and get money and put it into high yield savings, put it into annuities, put it into IULs. That's what I do. And the money is a benefit, right? That's just an added value for me. So I couldn't even tell you. I have people that done annuities. I have people that have life insurance. I have people that got IULs. To tell you how much exactly I made on it, I honestly haven't even looked. But I also didn't look how much I made in my last sale for real estate. So there you go. It just comes in.
That's a good
One of the things that one of the things that I want you to really understand is that we were talking about DSTs, right? The deferred sales trust. Not everybody's going to qualify for that, right? Not everybody's going to have that, you know, X amount of dollars to put into a DST. But you do come across people that have $50,000, have 200,000 sitting in a 401k, in an IRA, right? People that are older that need to protect that. All you got to ask is when you see that money, when you have those questions, all you got to ask is like, Mr. and Mrs. Client, of that 150,000, how much do you want to protect? What do people say? All of it. Let me introduce you to the specialist that can help you protect that money. And then boom, you're getting paid on that.
Amazing. Hey, Art, you said oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you were saying, you brought up a great idea, because some of us do surplus, which is when people lose their houses and then they have surplus money that they didn't know they had. Now, I was just thinking with the people that lost their 401k, I know there's a site you can look at people that are missing money, right? Are you finding those? How are you finding those people? Because I know I can look at my own, but are you helping people like, hey, let's see if you have any old 401ks when you've already had a relationship with them?
Yeah.
And then see if they have any old ones?
Yeah, sit down with them and look at it. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going through their social and go onto the site, see if they have any missing money.
Also,
yada, yada.
what I'm doing a lot right now is this is an interesting story. Just last night, I couldn't sleep. At 2:00 in the morning, my cousin from Texas calls me and he's like, "What are you doing awake?" Right? And I'm like, "Dude, whatever." I couldn't sleep. And I was talking to him. Look, this is my cousin that I grew up with. I've been in the industry for 19 years. It took me about 10 years for him to finally realize, like, dude, I need life insurance. All right, boom, set it up. Now, this happened about maybe 6-7 years ago when I finally sat down with him, right, with insurance. Now, the other thing that brought up last night, he tells me, he goes, because I was telling him about what we're doing with the 401ks, and he goes, wait a minute, you're doing that too? I thought you just did life insurance. What am I trying to tell you is that even though you sat down with people, even though you've talked to them, that you do real estate, that you do this, you do this, you do that, you still have to tell them everything else that you offer, because people that need what we offer. But if you don't open your mouth, they'll never know. So what I'm doing a lot right now, what we're doing as a company, is we're saying like, hey, who do you know that recently lost a job? Who do you know that recently or is going to be retiring soon? Who do you know? 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 And closed mouths don't get fed, right? So you got to keep saying it. You got to keep talking to people, telling them what you do. And now you getting this license is a huge deal, because you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you don't get that license. You're leaving a lot of money, because that client is going to need life insurance at one point. That client has money sitting in an account somewhere, or is going to retire at some point. But if they don't know that you do this, they're going to go to a different agent.
I'm going to add this for everybody to listen to. Look, I was just looking in October, I did 16 listing appointments, and in November I did 13. During those presentations, when I brought these products, right, they know others. Listen to me carefully. they know others. So what happens is when I tell one, that client who's 75 to 80 knows 4 or 5 other people. Your business can accumulate. Now, I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about what Carolyn says. We're here to help people. If you're in it for the money, of course you need it. But if you're helping people, it will follow. Okay. Now, I don't overthink it, and because it's not my full profession, and I don't explain the whole thing. And this is where I will delegate to Art and Shane, okay, or whatever product I'm bringing. Point being is, right now, this folks, right now, you better sign up. You have no excuse. The link is there. You're only going to be able to educate your clients much better. Okay. You don't have to push it. You just have to do your due diligence and give the client an opportunity. Let let Art present. Okay. And then someone said that one of the banks have gone under. We're not in a perfect world, guys, unfortunately. Okay. Many things that happen in life, but we have to do what we can at the moment. Because remember, the client is about to pay the IRS 100, 200, $300,000 in taxes. So if the client chooses to pay the taxes, that's up to them. But at least you brought them an additional solution. So on the screen, I'm going to put the QR code, guys. Okay. Honestly, if you don't do this, shame on you. I'm just going to say that. Shame on you, because you really need to learn. You don't need to be a professional, but at least look into it. Because when you go meet that client and you go present to that client, I'm not telling you to sell life insurance. I'm just telling you, bring them one more option. Okay. And it is called, I'm not going to say the whole thing, DST, because I'm going to say it wrong. And then Caroline is going to tell me you said it wrong. But I put it right. It's the DST, everybody. So I really hope this was very helpful for everybody. Art, is there anything that we need to add? Because we're going to be cutting this off.
Yeah, one last thing, Angel. I'm glad that you brought that up. It's like you guys are in the real estate industry. When you sell a home, I hope that you're always telling them, making sure that make sure you take care of your living trust, right? A lot of agents don't do that. When you're getting started with Angel here, you're going to also get your own personal link that you could send all your existing clients. Like, hey, if you haven't taken care of your living trust, here's one that you can use so that you get a good price on it. Boom. You send them the link. They do their living trust. You get paid on it. And when the person does their living trust, some questions are going to come up about being underinsured. And guess what? It's going to come back to you as the agent. And they're going to tell you, like, hey, Angel, this person said that they need more life insurance. Boom. More money for you. That's all I got.
All right, everybody. Let's thank, I don't see Shane anymore. Oh, there he is. I just don't see him on camera anymore. Would you guys mind thanking Shane and Art? Shane, are you there? Where'd you go?
I'm here.
Thank you,
Everybody come
Shane
off
and
super
Art.
and say,
Thank you, Shane and Art.
Thank you, Shane and Art.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
and
Thank
that was
you.
like a low one. I'm sorry, Shane. Art, they just had no energy
Thank
there.
you. Thank you, Shane and Art.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you.
you.
All right, everybody.
Okay, is that okay?
Let's go. There you go, Mike. I appreciate it. Go, everybody, go get some listings. Get to work. Johnny,
Everybody, I did send.
Johnny, I didn't hear you say it, Johnny.
Which part? Thanks,
Thank you,
Shane.
Shane and Art.
Huh?
Just say no. I'm
He's
I'm
sleeping.
teasing you.
He
You're
took your
taking
coffee.
a nap there.
Said hi to Shane. He's appreciated. And Art, thank you, man. It's huge.
All right.
You guys are busy, so we appreciate everything you guys are doing for the communities. All right.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
I did send the implementation link. I texted and emailed, so if you didn't get it, let me know. We will see you guys in 5 minutes, okay? We got a 5-minute break.
Yeah, gotta use the bathroom. Bye, everybody.
Bye.